unfortunately, Kendrick Perkins is here with that big smile on his face. We start with a developing story out of Golden State. Warriors forward Draymond Green is declining his $27 million option for next season and will become an unrestricted free agent. His agent, Chris Paul, of Clutch Sports, told ESPN senior insider Adrian Wojnarowski earlier today, Steve Kerr recently said during a Warriors exit interview that, quote, if Draymond Green is not back, we are not a championship contender. So we are now welcoming him in. Woj, where do the Warriors and Draymond Green go from here?
Richard, now that the Warriors, Draymond Green, they talk about a longer-term deal now that he's a free agent. Listen, I think the goal for both Draymond Green and the Warriors is to find a way to do a long-term deal together. Now, will Draymond Green want a 4-year deal? Are the Warriors going to try to see if they can get something done, maybe with a little bit more money in 3 years and keep some flexibility on their financial books? That's what a negotiation's about. But certainly, there's going to be great interest in Draymond Green around the league. But I think the teams that would interest him, and I think the teams who would be interested, are contending teams. And those are teams generally without cap space. So they would have to work a sign and trade with the Golden State Warriors. And that's where it can get dicey. Do the Warriors want to help a conference rival, a division rival, an NBA rival who they might have to face in the postseason with acquiring someone as indispensable to the Warriors as Draymond Green? I still think there is some confidence, not necessarily momentum, but a belief that these are two sides that ultimately will find a way toward a deal. But when you become a free agent, certainly, anything can happen. But certainly, I think there's motivation on both sides, Richard, to get an extension done and keep Draymond Green with the Warriors.
All right, that's interesting. Now, Woj, stick around because we have so much more to get to. It was a very busy weekend in the sports world. So we are now going to bring in Hall of Famer Marc Spears to join us, and unfortunately, Perk. So I'm going to start with you, Perk, just to get you out of the way. What was your initial reaction to finding out that Draymond declined his option?
It wasn't a surprise. I feel like this is the perfect timing when it comes down to Draymond. I also feel like this is going to be his last big contract, shall I say. And if I'm the Warriors, I'm doing everything in my power to come to terms and get Draymond re-signed to a new contract. Because here's the thing. Outside of Steph Curry, Draymond Green is the most important player on the Warriors team. Steph and then Draymond. And then it's everybody else. When it comes to being one of the best defensive players to ever play the game of basketball, that's Draymond Green. When it comes to being the heart and soul of that Warriors team, that's Draymond Green. Now I can understand some people now, quote unquote, will want to question his professionalism because of the incident with Jordan Poole. But Draymond Green is the ultimate professional. He never shies away from the media. He's always available. He's always ready. Every single year he makes the adjustments to his game that he needs in order for his team to win. And basically him and Steph Curry are itch and scratch when it comes to mastering the game along how to play along each side of each other. So if I'm the Warriors, I do everything in my power so that Draymond Green don't entertain or even think about leaving. I get this done ASAP.
Marc, what do you think is next for Draymond?
Well, I talked to him after the last game, and here was this quote that he gave me that really stood out. He said, I've been here 11 years. You don't just up and change that. The guys I started with are still here. Of course, I'd love to be here, but I do understand that this is a business. But, the thing in the beginning, I've been here 11 years. You don't just change that. I think that carries a lot of weight, playing with Steph and Clay his whole career. And he has enough former teammates that are around the league that tell him how different it is in other places, that the bread's not buttered quite as nice as it often is in San Francisco for the Warriors. So he's certainly going to sit with Rich Paul, and I know Bob Myers' departure certainly hurts him. Bob Myers is not just a great coworker to him. He was a close friend. But Mike Dunleavy Jr. has already talked to Draymond. He said in his press conference today he was committed to getting them back. And I know Joe Lacob is also sounds like he's committed to doing what it takes to get Draymond there as well. So my expectations is that he's still in San Francisco and perhaps finishes his career with Golden State as well.
Yeah, I actually think it's a good thing that he declined his player option. That's a good sign for the Warriors because it shows that if he is back, they probably have worked on maybe a team-friendly contract. But anything could happen when somebody declines a player option. Draymond is the kind of veteran that a lot of teams would like to have on their team. Now, as Woj mentioned, any contender that he would want to join or somebody might want to recruit him is going to probably be pretty full salary cap-wise, and it'd be hard to have the space to sign him, and then they'd have to work on a sign and trade. Hard to get done. But what about a young team like Detroit? He's from Michigan, right? Those are the kind of things that you worry about if you're the Warriors because he is now a free agent. But as Marc said, my sense is he wants to be there. They want him back. The only question is, can they work out a team-friendly contract that can help him stay with the Warriors and to keep the whole group together? That's going to be the challenge Mike Dunleavy Jr. has as he builds this team going forward.
Well, it's a difficult challenge, but also don't forget.
Can I add this real quick?
Yeah.
Can I add this real quick?
Marc.
Tony Parker, I remember when he departed from San Antonio, when he went to Charlotte, and he signed a 2-year deal, and then that was in large part for coming off the bench behind DeJounte Murray. I don't think he was comfortable doing that. He was more comfortable doing it for Michael Jordan in Charlotte. But I remember when he went there, going there and not making the playoffs and not feeling like he had a team that had a chance to win anything, crushed him. So after that first year, he retired and walked away from another year. So I think it would be really hard for Draymond to do like Tony Parker did and get disappointed in going to another franchise that doesn't have the opportunity to think that they could win a championship.
What are you hearing about the Blazers' plan with that number 3 pick in the Thursday NBA draft?
Well, if the Blazers keep that pick at 3, they're going to take, I think, very likely whichever player Charlotte doesn't. And certainly, they're prepared in Portland to draft Scoot Henderson if indeed Brandon Miller stays in that number 2 slot. But listen, this is an organization in Portland that is very engaged around the league in seeing if they can turn that number 3 pick and perhaps other assets into, I think, a star-level player to pair with Damian Lillard. But it is going to take a tremendous package to get Portland to trade out of number 3 and to trade out of possibly a young player in Scoot Henderson who has all-star potential. And this is the time of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, leading into the draft, when teams will get more serious about what they might be willing to offer. There's often a lot of dancing around leading up to it. But I think Portland may get a better sense here in the coming days if there's a deal out there that would give them pause, make them really consider moving out of 3, bringing in a veteran or more than one player for that pick. But it's going to have to be a deal that blows them away because this is a draft and a spot at number 3 where the Blazers have to get quality, they have to get value, and right now I think they're still penciling themselves in with Scoot Henderson if indeed he's there at 3.
Oracle Arena is alive and roaring as we get set for Game 7.
Take it down to the rim. Oh, great block! James out of nowhere, skies to the rim. Stepping back, a deep shot right side. A 3 is up and in. Kyrie Irving, a triple. The Cleveland Cavaliers win it.
The greatest comeback in NBA Finals history is complete.
Cleveland, this is for you. Oh.
I just want to make sure you guys know, as long as I'm associated with NBA Today, we will be covering this day. Look at this picture. We got Lil Rich in the building.
God.
Look at Lil Rich. Love it. We got Bronny. We got Bryce. We got Bronny. Look how young.
Look how little they are.
He's going to USC. That little kid is going to USC.
Gosh,
that is trippy. Deli, look at the squad. We got James Jones up here running things. Man, look, we had an amazing squad, amazing team. We even got Steve's bald forehead up here. But that's not the only anniversary. Where's Big? Let's give a little something to the big fella. Let's give a little something to the big fella. You got another video for him? Here it comes. Wait for it. Wait for it. Perk, we're going to make you wait. I know that's not something you do often in Buffett.
How many people are still in your group text?
The group text has never changed, but I will not.
Is it still hopping?
I will not divulge the name. Look at Big Perk.
Oh.
You say it right there, RJ.
Oh,
Hey.
Perk. Now, we know we don't smoke in front of the kids, Perk. You got Doc. You got all them, Perk. What's your favorite memory?
Well, hey, look, what you hide in the dark go come to light anyway. Might as well.
We don't care about his. We don't care about it. NBA Today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.